The house lay cloaked in darkness as I sat in the kitchen, anticipation coiling in my gut. I knew the who, the what, and the where. What I didn't know was the why. It's incredible how you can think you know someone inside out, finishing each other's sentences, only to realize they're a stranger, or worse, a fraud. But dwelling on the reasons didn't matter now. Choices were made, and I was about to make mine. Unleashing hell seemed fitting. My home, now mine alone, stood in a modest neighborhood, a simple tri-level with a 2-stall garage. I'm Tyson Peterson, a sergeant with the Red River Falls Police Department. I should have been on duty, but circumstances demanded otherwise. Captain Sturgeon, surprisingly understanding, granted me the rest of the shift off. So there I sat, waiting for the storm to break, ready to confront two unsuspecting souls about to feel the wrath of my fury. My only fear was losing control. The sound of keys turning in the lock pierced the silence. Through the door stumbled a man and a woman, clearly intoxicated, their laughter echoing through the dark. "It's so dark in here," my wife remarked. "The lights should have come on." "It doesn't matter," the man replied. "We won't need lights for what's planned." Their silhouettes merged, lips meeting in a fervent kiss, confirming what I already knew. The bitterness rose within me. "I can't wait for my annual trip to Red River Falls," the man, Marty Parker, my former friend, said. He and his wife Marshall were longtime friends, or so I thought, until now. "I look forward to it too, Marty. But should we be here?" "Tyson will be home soon," my wife, Liza, replied. "I'll make it up to you, Liza." "I promise," Marty assured, his words slicing through me like a knife. "You better," Liza responded, leaning in for a passionate kiss. "But before we start, I'll grab another glass of wine." "Want some?" She slipped off her heels. "What I want is for you to head upstairs, put on that sexy lingerie I bought you, and wait for me. I'll get the wine." "Just tell me where it is," Marty instructed. "You don't waste time, do you?" Liza teased. "I didn't get successful by wasting time, except when it comes to you." Marty's words made my stomach churn. "Okay, give me a few minutes and I'll call you up." "Don't take too long with the wine," Liza replied. "Not a chance. My cock can't wait much longer. It needs to be in that incredible pussy of yours, and soon." Marty's crude words grated on my nerves. "And I can't wait to taste that cock of yours in my mouth." Liza's response twisted the knife in my heart. Getting a blowjob from her was rare after 12 years of marriage, but here she was, eager for Marty. As Marty stumbled towards the kitchen, I stood in the adjoining dining room, out of sight but still able to observe. He fumbled for the light switch, finally finding it and illuminating the kitchen. My heart sank as I realized Liza had prepared for this evening, just as my source had said. Marty searched for glasses, calling out to Liza for assistance. She directed him to the cupboard, and he retrieved the wine and glasses before heading back to the living room. As he did, Liza descended the stairs, bathed in light, wearing revealing lingerie. Most men would have found her irresistible, but not me. Seeing her like that only fueled my anger. I swiftly moved behind Marty as he stood there, stunned by the sudden light flooding the room. With a quick motion, I flipped the hidden switch, revealing myself to both Marty and Liza. Liza let out a piercing scream at the sight of me. Before Marty could react, I brought down my collapsible baton on his leg, just behind his kneecap. Marty crumpled to the ground, too shocked to cry out in pain. I pushed him onto his stomach, treating him like a suspect I was arresting. Liza's screams filled the room. "Liza, shut up!" I snapped. "If you don't stop screaming, I'll knock you out cold. Understand?" To my surprise, Liza fell silent, trembling with fear. She quickly covered herself, suddenly modest. Marty attempted to speak, but I interrupted with a series of punches to his face, blood spraying across the carpet. "Tyson, please. Stop. You'll kill him," Liza begged. "You stay out of this," I growled, continuing to pummel Marty. I stood over Marty, watching him struggle to breathe. Liza pleaded with me to stop, but I ignored her protests. "Don't even try to deny it, Liza," I spat. I've known about this for years. Marty tried to defend himself, but I silenced him with another blow to the mouth. Do you enjoy being punched in the face, Marty? Because every time I detect even a hint of a lie, I'll do my best to punch my fist down your throat. Got it? Marty raised his hands in surrender, gasping for breath and bearing the pain. You both should count yourselves lucky that I locked away my gun. I was seriously considering shooting you both in your cheating heads. How much do you know? Marty asked, struggling to speak. The real question is, how much do Marcia and I know? Marty closed his eyes, realizing he'd been betrayed. Your wife isn't as naive or foolish as I am. She figured out your business trips to Red River Falls, where your good friends live. She even cracked your phone and found nearly 25,000 messages between you and my wife over 3 years. I never meant to hurt anyone, Marty protested weakly. We never wanted to hurt you, Liza added tearfully. It was just an uncontrollable attraction. I approached Liza with my baton, radiating hatred. Don't ever call me sweetheart again. And you did intend to hurt me. No, Tyson, Liza began, but I cut her off. Do you know what it's like to read a text where your wife talks about giving her lover a blowjob, then plans to kiss her husband without brushing her teeth, so she still tastes like him when she humiliates her husband later? Do you know how that feels after 12 years of marriage? Liza collapsed in sobs on the stairs, unable to respond. Tyson, Marty struggled to speak through his swollen lips and broken teeth. Please, man, don't punish Liza for my mistakes. I'm the one you should be angry with, he managed amidst the pain. Angry? Did you just call me angry? Let me remind you of a message you sent Liza, eagerly anticipating defiling our marital bed and marking her as yours. You even talked about staining my side of the bed with your cum and her juices that very same night. Does that sound like brotherly love to you, you fucking asshole? Marty cowered in shame, unable to meet my gaze. His remorse seemed more about being caught than the betrayal itself. Oh, Tyson, Liza sobbed. I'm so sorry. I'm truly sorry. Why is it that cheaters are only remorseful when they get caught? Why don't they think about the consequences while they're betraying their partners? What are you going to do, Ty? Marty stuttered, holding his bleeding face. I paced, contemplating my next move. Let me tell you, Marty, I said with a menacing tone. You've made 3 trips here, 9 days in total, to fuck my wife. Assuming 3 times a day, that's 27 times you violated our marriage. Marty's expression showed fear as he realized the gravity of his actions. No, Ty, he protested. It wasn't that many, I swear. I have your texts, Marty. Don't lie. You want me to finish what I started? To beat you within an inch of your life right now? Yes. Just get it over with. Marty responded, resigned to his fate. Whether you come back or not, Marty, I owe you, big time. 27 ass kickings would take a while, so let's lower it to 18. That's because I'm feeling generous, I stated coldly as Marty avoided my gaze, consumed by despair and shame. Another thing, Marty, I continued, you won't know when or where I'll show up to kick your ass. Just as you surprised me here, I'll surprise you wherever you are. Marty's shock was evident as fear flickered in his eyes. I'll find you, Marty. I'll do it 18 times. If you want to salvage anything with Marcia and your kids, you'll take it like a man. I won't cripple you, but you'll get the message. Clear? Marty nodded silently. Now, get your cheating ass out of my house. And if you dare touch Marcia because of this, I'll come for you. I'll bury you so deep even the worms won't care you're gone. Understand? What stops me from going to the cops? Marty challenged. That'd be a mistake, Marty. Cops don't take kindly to men who cheat with their wives. It'll end badly for you, I warned. Marty glanced at Liza, then left, leaving a bloody handprint on the door. It wouldn't be our last encounter. Turning to Liza, still sobbing on the stairs, I spoke firmly. For now, nothing will happen to us. But there will be consequences and rules you must follow if you want any chance of saving our marriage. Understand? Liza nodded, tears still streaming down her face. Firstly, I appreciate that we never had children, I began. It would have complicated things. Liza nodded in agreement, her eyes filled with regret. Secondly, I continued, it's clear you were more adventurous with Marty than with me. Many things you did for him, you never did for me. Tears streamed down Liza's face. I'm sorry, Tyson. I'll do anything to make it right. Anything. First, you'll schedule an STD test. We can't be sure what Marty might have exposed you to. Liza's expression shifted to surprise at the thought. Secondly, I said firmly, since you pursued your desires for 3 years, now it's my turn to explore mine. Liza pleaded, promising to fulfill any request. That's not the point. You'll help me find other women to satisfy my needs, I explained. Liza recoiled. I can't do that. You will, I insisted. Or I'll expose your affair and ruin you socially. Trembling, Liza agreed, and I instructed her to go to bed while I moved to the guest room. As she passed, I impulsively slapped her, anger surging through me. What was that for? She cried, startled and afraid. Just a question. Throughout our marriage, your ass was off limits to me. Was it the same with Marty? Yes, Tyson. I promise. Marty tried once, but I stopped him. It didn't feel right. He did other things, but we never had anal sex. Okay. For some reason, I believe you. But maybe we'll verify it with a polygraph test someday. If our marriage heals enough for us to consider sex again, maybe we have something new to explore. I'm serious about us, Tyson, she said, laying her robe down. If you want proof, you can take me now. I hesitated. It was tempting, but not wise in that moment of anger. I might hurt her. Go shower, Liza. Our marriage isn't fixed yet. You have work to do finding my dates tomorrow. Disappointed, Liza left for the bathroom. I noticed she didn't lock the door. 1 year later. Exactly a year later, I awaited Liza's return from the store. I switched shifts to spend more time with her. She struggled without sex but complied with my wishes. Liza set up profiles on dating and swinger sites, handling all correspondence. She didn't know who responded to my profile. Marcia tried to salvage her marriage. I thanked God we didn't have kids. I learned about Marty's business trip schedule from Marcia. The first time I confronted him was in Hastings, Nebraska. He was with clients at a local bar, so I gave him a quick beating to let him know it was me without leaving any evidence. This pattern repeated in Vermilion, Pierre, Minot, and Bismarck. Marty never pressed charges. Now, sitting in the living room as Liza brought groceries, I sensed her tension. When she finished, I called her over. I have something for you, I said, handing her a letter. What is it? It's a letter. It marks the end of everything. Oh, Tyson, thank goodness. I was dreading another date night. That won't happen anymore. Does this mean we can finally be intimate again? Read the letter first, I said solemnly. As Liza read, her smile faded. What? She exclaimed, standing up. A petition for dissolution of marriage? Is this a joke? No, Liza. Everything ends today. It's over. Are you serious? After everything I did to make it right? This is how you repay me? Watching you leave for your dates while I stayed here crying, and now you're divorcing me? There were no dates, Liza. Don't lie. I got messages from those women saying they slept with you. No, those women were fake. I created their profiles. Why would you do that, Tyson? Most men on those sites never have affairs. And if I did, it would make me worse than you. So, I used it to test your loyalty. I followed your rules, Tyson. This divorce makes no sense. One rule was to cut ties with Marty. Did you? I haven't seen him. I know. I had a tracker on your car. I haven't contacted him either. Check my phone. I did. And I tracked your phone too. You're right, you haven't seen Marty. So, why are you doing this, Tyson? Because I specifically told you not to contact Marty in any way. Liza's expression turned to one of realization. I pulled out a basic prepaid cell phone from my pocket. A friend found this hidden in our closet. It's programmed with one number. Liza's eyes filled with tears as she understood. I wanted to hurt him, and I did. But your main concern should have been saving our marriage. I was scared you'd hurt him, she confessed. I did, but that wasn't the point. You didn't do what I asked to save our marriage, so divorce seems the only option. I'm sorry, Tyson. I don't believe you anymore. We can find what we truly want now. I want children, something you never did. I'll give you children if you want. You never did before. It's for the best. And Marty's getting served divorce papers too. We ruined 2 marriages, Liza whispered in shock. Liza's tears flowed uncontrollably. Where will you go? What will you do? Me? I replied, incredulous. I'm not leaving. This house was bought with my money. Your part-time librarian salary won't cover it. We'll split the bank account, you keep your car, and I'll keep mine. I'll refinance the mortgage and give you half the equity. You can start fresh wherever you want. That's so unfair. After 12 years, I deserve more, she sobbed. You deserve less. You're getting a fair deal because I'm being generous. I'll fight for more in court. You'll lose. I'll expose everything if you push it. Marcia will testify willingly. Do you understand? You'll regret it. A honk sounded outside. Pack your things. Emily's here to pick you up. Take what you need for now. We'll split everything later. Liza composed herself, gathered her belongings, and left with Emily. Emily knew about the affair, which helped my case. As Liza drove away, I felt a mix of sadness and hope. I could pursue my dream of having a family, while Liza faced the consequences of her choices. She left with tears in her eyes, realizing she lost more than she gained. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel not to miss new videos.